welcome back.
Welcome.
It's been another long minute.
Well, people keep getting sick.
I know.
It's normal. It's fine.
I know. 'Tis the season for illness.
'Tis the season for sniffle.
Yeah. So it's been a rough, couple months.
I feel like everybody's getting sick though. I had so many clients that are like, I have strep, I have the stomach bug, I have the flu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really bad. So we're back for now.
We're here. For a brief moment.
For a hot minute.
We are about to take a week-long vacay, motherfuckers.
Woo! Florida, here we come. We're literally leaving on Christmas. Well,
what if, we go to Florida, and then we're one of those memes where it's like Florida Man article. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, there's this thing where you can, search Florida Man,
mm-hmm.
and then your birth date, and it'll pop up an article about something crazy that happened in Florida on your birth date. It's fucking wild.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's fucking funny.
I want to look it up.
I think when I looked mine up one time, it was talking about a man trying to steal an alligator or something.
What?
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm going to do that when we're done here. That sounds pretty cool. I want to know. Yeah, so we're going to Florida. We're going to Universal Studios.
Florida.
Yeah. We can't wait.
We're going to go to Universal and Island Adventure because they're different.
They are different.
But the same.
But they're connected.
And you guys are going to go to Legoland.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go to Orlando Aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go to both malls.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go to the beach.
Cold-ass beach.
It's not about having fun. It's about the experience. Yeah, you got nothing to say. Fucking stunned them, bruh.
We're going to try and go to the beach in, April for Tristan's birthday.
Oh, that'll be good. We're going to go back this summer and take Puppy because she's never been, and I want her to go, because she's getting older. I want to take her at least once. So this summer, we're going to take, a 3 or 4 day trip and just go to the beach and take my girl. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, Tristan chose an experience for his birthday, so.
Those are the best kind of birthdays, though.
I know. He's the one we went to Gatlinburg for.
Memories, my man.
Except Gatlinburg costs a small fortune.
An arm and a leg.
I took a small business loan to go to freaking Gatlinburg.
Listen, the stuff there's expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Thomas and I went for one weekend when I was in college, so obviously we didn't have any money, and we were like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I know. I thought me and Steven went for our very first anniversary, and I took $300, and I was fucking broke by the end, and I was beyond broke by the time we got home.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was 20, and I was like, $300 is a lot. I'm not going to spend that much. Yeah, right. I was crazy.
Everything there's so expensive.
Yeah. It was a good time, though. But yeah, so we're going on vacation, so we'll have to post a book this coming week for the next week, though.
Nuh-uh.
We're going to have to read on vacation.
Oh my God, it's like we have a podcast and we have to do one of the things we love while we're on vacation.
Oh my God. We're not going to have time to read. It's going to be insane.
You're going to have plenty of time to read, and so will I, while you sit in the passenger seat and drive down.
Barf. I cannot read and ride. I will puke.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a little bitch.
I am a little bitch. I will vomit. Hardcore.
Only bitches get car sick.
Well, I'm a little bitch.
It don't bother me none.
I have to take a Dramamine before we get on any roller coasters.
Really?
Yeah. You want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
Me and Steven went to Disney for our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and he hands me my Dramamine. I take it. He looks over. He goes, "Where's mine?" And I was like, "Where's your what?" And he was like, "My pill. Where's my pill, my Dramamine?" And I took them both. Dramamine is a drowsy drug. So literally at Disney World, I was passing out, sitting on park benches, falling asleep. I fell asleep in the line for Haunted Mansion, and I fell asleep. There was a Lilo and Stitch ride I sat down in, and I fell asleep mid-ride, And yeah, he was basically pulling me around like a drunk person all day long.
People probably thought you were on drugs.
Oh, there was no doubt. Like, I
'Cause you
was
were.
like, I was just sitting there. I was like,
Wait, so you guys have to take nausea meds to get on roller coasters?
yep.
That's how you know you're fucking old, dude.
I was 23. So.
Well, that also means you're a little bitch, because I ain't never took nothing on a fucking roller coaster, nerd.
Yeah, no, we've always had to take, even like our first time when I was 20 and he was 21, we had to take Dramamine.
Oh, I ain't gotta take nothing. I raw dog it, dude.
That's what I have to get tomorrow, Dramamine and Pepto.
Well, you gotta get Pepto because you're old.
Well, I always take Pepto too.
Oh my god, dude.
I know, I'm all sorts of messed up.
Don't forget Tums for, you know.
We got Pepsid, we're good.
Why don't you guys do Tums?
Because we have Pepsid, because when I broke out in hives, the doctor told me to take a Pepsid every day because it has an antihistamine in it.
No way.
Yeah.
Not that I care. Not that I need them.
She said take a Claritin and a Pepsid, and it'll clear up. Because I couldn't take steroids every day because of breastfeeding.
Oh my god, though. Imagine you did. Violet would be like a little fucking...
She'd be rolling out.
She'd be like a fucking little wrestler. She'd be taking you out, dude.
I'll have to show you a picture of Tristan when he was 2 weeks old because they put him on steroids and he was so bloated.
Oh.
He looked like he was like 5 months old. He was like... Anyway, so we're back for now at least.
We're back. Back again.
Guess who's back?
Tell a friend.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends all about us. Oh, she's like, I don't care. So this week, or, a few weeks ago, we read 'Tis the Season for Revenge by Morgan Elizabeth.
Teehee Ugu.
What? I'm sweating.
Yeah, because we did some shots, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
I know it ain't because my house, we ain't got no heat.
Tito's. Really? You guys are going to freeze your newbies off?
No, we don't have the heat on right now.
Oh, okay.
Thomas can't... We turn the heater on, and he's like, I gotta turn it off. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. And I'm over there with my heated blanket and my socks and my sweatshirts because I'm like, dude, I'm fucking freezing. And he's like, I think I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm about to die. It's like he's in menopause all the time.
All right, so 'tis the season for revenge. Here's a little description. Abby Keller thought that Richard Bartholomew Benson III would be her forever. In their 4 years of dating, she never doubted that she wouldn't end up with his grandmother's engagement ring on her finger. Sure, she had to change a few things about herself to fit that mold, like dyeing her hair, dressing more conservatively, and finding golf enjoyable. Parentheses, honestly, the most difficult of the changes. Close parenthesis. But she was sure that at the end of it all, it would be worth it. That is, until he leaves her crying outside of her apartment wearing a Halloween costume, having broken it off with her because she's just not serious enough. She was just fun, he tells her, and now that Richard has becoming a partner at his law firm in his sights, he needs to focus on work. So she does what every girl does when she's broken up with. She calls her friends, gets drunk, dyes her hair, and formulates her plan for revenge. It just so happens that the universe supports her efforts and gives her the perfect match to prove to her ex that he made a huge mistake. His boss.
Dun, dun, dun.
Abby starts dating the founding partner of Richard's law firm, Damian Martinez, with one thing in mind, convincing him to invite her to the huge annual Christmas party as his date. But when the relationship starts to become something more than casual dating, and Abby sees that the tough New York lawyer has a soft side, will she be able to follow through with her plan of deceit? I just read you the whole book.
My drink is so fucking strong, dude. I'm over here dying.
We are having cranberry vodka.
It's good.
Very seasonal.
My Secret Santa got me the bougie vodka.
Yeah, Tito's. It's for the pups.
Little FF for you all, fun fact. My Secret Santa turned out to be Caitlin, so I got exactly what I wanted.
I know. Well, at least I tried. It was fun. Fun keeping her in the dark.
Also insulted my Secret Santa to her face before I knew she was my Secret Santa.
She was doing it to test me.
And it didn't work, so then I just look like an asshole.
I know. I told Steven, I was like, if she doesn't like any of the gifts, I'll know about it. So,
I actually really liked all my stuff.
I know,
It was good.
I tried.
The Baxter's gift card you got me, the second I opened it, I used it. I had it for maybe 5 minutes.
I got a Baxter's gift card for $10. I haven't used it yet, but I'm gonna.
I fucking love gift cards. The one I got today, boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nails?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I fucking love getting my nails done. They're just so expensive.
I know. What did we spend, like $80 last time?
Yeah, it was like 80 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 80.
It's crazy. Just for nails.
They charge us extra because of your crusty toes.
Do they really?
No.
I'm lying. I was like... Anyway, so what did you think of 'Tis the Season for Revenge?
Well, I gave you all a little snippet of my opinion at the end of the last episode, so... I mean, it wasn't bad. It was your stereotypical Hallmark Christmas movie, but it was also kind of... blech.
Yeah.
You know, a little stupid.
It was.
Okay, all I'm going to say is... the sex scenes were really awkward.
My God.
Especially when it got to the part where he was like, put your hands on your vagina and spread yourself for me. It reminded me of that one time we read that one book where he's like, spank your pussy. That's all I could think about. I was like, this is disgusting. I'm forwarding on. Like,
I skipped through a lot of the sex scenes. I don't like it. And no kink shaming. I just don't like it when they call their ladies a whore.
Yeah, that got me too. It was a little demeaning, I feel like.
Especially because he wasn't like that outside of the relationship at all. And then he's like, yeah, whose whore are you? And I was like,
and also,
nobody's whore.
They didn't even take the time to ask her if she was like, are you cool being called a whore?
Yeah.
Homegirl?
I didn't like it either.
Well, and I hate using honey as a term of endearment. Like, I don't ever call my husband honey. I don't want to be
honey.
I don't want to be called honey. It's gross to me.
Yeah.
And they use that a lot in the book, so like I was like cringe.
I call Steven honey, but it's not all the time.
I don't like it. I don't know why.
Honey. Now I'm gonna call him honey all the time next week.
Ew. So, the sex scenes were a major grossy. And
this girl had no self-esteem.
okay, but that's the thing, right? Like, she had no self-esteem. He tells her one time to get over herself and have some self-esteem, and then she's good to go again.
Yeah.
Because that's how life works.
So, obviously, their relationship was starting to be more, and she just kept being like, and that one time that she was like, I don't think I can go through with this, and her very bitter friend was like, you have to. And she's like literally talking herself out of it. And then Richard, out of the blue, texts her and is like, delete me from all social media. And then she's like, that just reminded me of why I'm doing this.
Yeah, like Damien caused that.
And it's like, but what about all the nice things? So you're ignoring all the nice things and way he treats you over one little text from him.
Well, and also you're pissed at Richard, so now you're going to use Damien to take it out on him.
Yeah. That guy was obviously super abusive. And she's like, which I get it. That's part, the pattern.
Well, also, you can't be so stupid that you didn't realize he was cheating on you the whole time.
Yeah, even though you never spent the night at his place, he wouldn't even let you keep any, like, feminine products there.
He worked late literally all the time, which, like, sure, he's a lawyer and stuff, but they don't work that much.
Yeah, I mean, my saying is if they want to, they would, when it comes to family and anybody that wants to be in your life. So if they don't want to. If they're not, they don't.
Yeah, I just didn't like that. Also, Cam was kind of a shit friend, to be honest.
I thought that too.
Like, you're supposed to be one of this girl's best friends, and, like, sure, concoct a revenge plan. Sure, it makes her feel better, but the first time she has doubts and she expresses that, and she expresses that she has real feelings that could also get really hurt by continuing this, and then you immediately get pissed at her.
Right.
You're kind of a shitty friend.
Because you obviously have a chip on your shoulder.
And you don't care about your friend.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't expect her to do something that's not only going to hurt some random person.
That's been super nice.
But also hurt herself. Because if she's saying I'm catching feelings, I mean, it's not like it's only going to hurt the guy.
And this was even after he paid for them to go. He took her to that concert. He took them to the concert.
Mm-hmm.
Or he took her to meet them at the concert and gave them, like, good seats. Yeah, that was after all that. And he was super nice, was never mean to her.
Like, even put up with her shit at the concert when she was trying to be a little asshole to him.
Yeah. I was just like, stop being mean. Like, and yeah. And
well,
her
and
friend
also,
was just a super douche.
These other two girls are your best friends and have been, and they're sitting there saying, you have to, like, work on yourself. You have to get help because you can't spend the rest of your life like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get pissed. Girl.
Yeah.
Take a chill pill.
I agree. I don't know. Like, she was just so willing to, like, dye her hair and change who she was completely.
Well, and it was probably one of those things, too, where, like, she came from, like, not great situations, and then she meets this lawyer who comes from a rich family, and she's like, oh my god, this is my opportunity.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure it was a little bit of lack of self-esteem then, too, even though she claimed she was very, proud of herself and stuff in college. But you probably have self-doubts if you were willing to change that quick for some douche nugget that wouldn't even let you spend the night.
Right. And really, honestly, their first date where she went in, like, with her agenda, I thought she made herself look like a huge asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you look stupid. I didn't like that at all. It had a very Legally Blonde vibe to it.
Yeah, except she wasn't a lawyer, and so she just came off as an asshole. Also, I think it's so weird when someone stalks someone and then, like, purposely does things to impress them. Like, that's just so awkward, especially if that's not you. Like, on the first date when she orders bourbon and she hates bourbon, and it's, like, just an awkward situation. And, like, oh, another thing that really got me is how it's literally the middle of winter in New York, and she, like, refuses to wear a jacket at all times because she doesn't want it to mess her outfit up.
Right.
Girl, no.
I know. I'm like, you're just making yourself look stupid. He's like, wear a jacket. I'm not your father. I shouldn't have to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like she's, like, wanting them to be in control, which, I mean, I guess is fine. But
which I'm pretty sure she's got some daddy issues anyways with, like, what comes up later, and talking about how she wants to be completely consumed by a man, and that's probably
true.
why she let Richard boss her around like she did, because she wanted someone to call the shots for her.
But even that, like, she didn't even want kids, and she was willing to just, like, have kids to please him.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I hated that part. Like, it was just gross.
And so I feel like they wanted a lot to happen in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I don't know. And one time you're reading the book, and it feels like it's been 2 days, and then it's like, oh, Christmas is around the corner. I don't know. It just felt weird time-wise.
Yeah. It was. It went by so fast. Anyway. So, what do you give this book? I'm going to find a review and see what other people thought.
I give it like a 2 out of 5, 2.5. Like, honestly.
Really? That low?
I didn't really like this book. At one point, it was kind of like when I was reading Misery. I stopped and I was like, I don't think I want to finish this. And then I made myself just because I knew we were going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not like this book.
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't hate it, but I mean, I didn't love it. It was a meh.
Like,
it was a cute little holiday story.
It was so annoying. Like, the characters were annoying.
Yeah, I didn't like the main girl.
I didn't like the main girl. I didn't like her friend Cam. Damien was, like, possessive and a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ex-boyfriend is obviously a douchebag.
A straight-up douchebag.
And then, like, they talk about how much she loves her sister and depends on her sister and how good their relationship is. And then they bring Hannah in, like, twice. And they don't even show any, like, real interactions between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a typical Hallmark movie. It was very
much so.
Very surface. Not a lot of feelings. Made some money for the author.
Yes. So, this says, this is a 4 out of 5. Overall, a cute holiday story. Damien is perfect in the story. Hot, ever so slightly likes to take control. Loves to issue praise and doesn't deny his emotions/feelings.
Ever so slightly my ass.
Yeah.
He literally is like, I don't want to be committed to you. I don't want this to be like a relationship, but also you can only see me and date me and talk to me and have sex with me at the same time. Also, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do when we're in the bedroom without even asking you if you like that. And also, I'm going to start dictating what you do with your life, too.
Yeah.
So...
Abby was likable, but she is a bit airheaded from my usual preferences in FMC. There were too many moments where Damien said something not complicated and she was confused and said what. She did say what a lot. That just hit me again. And then he had to repeat himself, explaining further. I dislike the ditzy stereotype. I get that her insecurities were because of all the abuse she suffered with the previous boyfriend, but insecurities don't equate to being ditzy. If it was her questioning motive, authenticity of something Damien says or does, that would be one thing, but rather she blinks like a deer in a headlight with her mouth gaping over the simplest sentence out of Damien's mouth. Example. Previous ex refused to ride train to go visit sister, but also wouldn't let her ride with him in his vehicle and made her travel by train separately from him. Damien tells her they'll go together in his car, and she gets ditzy and acts like she can't understand that he wants her to ride in his vehicle with him, and he has to explicitly explain this simple thing. The ditzy gets really old, like the difference between the ex and Damien could have been highlighted without Abby acting like she has no clue what Damien means when he says they'll ride together to her sister's. I freaking hated Cam, yes. She's a terrible best friend, and she didn't redeem herself by the end. If I had a friend who purposely sabotaged all my relationships no matter what, because she simply hated men and wouldn't prioritize my happiness over hatred, I'd drop them real fast. She's even a bitch in the final scenes of the book. Overall, this is about a 2 spice out of a 5 spice for spice level. Yeah. So that's that. I feel pretty, yeah. Abby was an idiot.
Yeah, that's part of why I was talking about earlier. I don't remember what point I was making there. I forgot. Just about her being annoying and like...
What? She's annoying? What do you mean?
Like she has a college degree, for Jesus Christ. Like, for Christ's sake. Like... What?
Don't you dare bring Jesus in.
Oh, well, she has...
It's almost his birthday.
She has a literal college degree, and she can't understand when someone's like, I'm going to physically drive you somewhere.
Yeah, what? What do you mean?
Also...
You want me to take the train still and you drive? No, I want you to ride with me. You want me to drive your car while you take the train? What?
That's just so stupid. Oh, God, that was so stupid.
He's like, no, idiot. No. Anyway, so I'd give it like the 2.5 out of 5.
That's what I gave it.
Oh, really? I thought you said 2.
2 to 2.5.
Oh, okay. I give it a 2.5 to 3. I'll change things up a little.
I was going to make one more point. It kind of crossed my mind. So Cam literally, like fought tooth and nail for Abby to sabotage this relationship with Damien. But then, like, let her stay with Richard for years and get treated like shit.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the difference? Also, those are supposed to be her best friends, and after Richard breaks up with her, they're like, yeah, we just didn't want to say anything because we thought you were happy.
I know, even though he was super abusive.
I don't care if you think I'm happy. If you see something, say something. Jesus Christ.
Right. Yeah.
If I'm making physical changes to my appearance, to what I like, what I dislike, like, they literally admitted that she looked like an assistant to him, not a girlfriend. And you just let her do that for 4 years? And we're going to let her marry this man.
Yeah.
No.
And we're not going to say a word.
No, because then Cam freaks out when she has a fling with another guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely. This story didn't even make sense most of the time.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. I mean, they were going to let her marry him, but they didn't, you know. Well, the other friend, what was her name?
It was Kate and Cam.
Kate and Cam. Yeah. Cam was the asshole.
Uh-huh.
And Kim, but nobody said anything when she was being abused.
I mean, she changed her appearance. She took golf lessons, even though she hated golf. She literally would go clean his apartment while he was at work. She would run his errands. She literally had the flu at one point and had to drive all the way out of state to get his hair products because he ran out.
Yeah, like, come on.
But you didn't want to say anything because you thought she was happy?
Right, but you'll say something when she has a guy that's actually treating her really well.
Yeah.
And you're still like, pushing her to be a bitch to him.
I don't know.
And use him.
I just didn't like it. I hate revenge story books anyways because it makes me, like, I get secondhand embarrassment from literally anything.
Yeah.
And this book was literally cringe from start to finish. So, like, it was just not a comfy book for me to read anyways.
I agree. Sorry. Yeah. So there's that.
That's a wrap on 'Tis the Season for Revenge.
So next we're just going to move straight into the next book because they're both pretty short. So we're just going to put 2 episodes in one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up a little synopsis.
A little snaps.
I felt like the last synopsis told you the whole story.
Because there was no substance to the book.
True. Hold on. I'm getting there. I looked it up on Amazon, but there was no like synopsis.
She's slow.
What?
What?
I'm sweaty. Is that what you said?
No.
Okay, here we go. A little synopsis for Where the Dead Go to Die by Dries. Emily, a woman haunted by her past, only wants to do her job and be the best mother possible. But in a world where mortality means nothing, where guns are drawn in fear and nobody seems safe anymore, at what cost will pursuit come? That was it. That was the synopsis.
I know, and it sounded like really good with the synopsis. Like it sounded enticing and spooky dooky.
This book was shit.
No, I don't disagree. I didn't like it.
I hated it. I just want you to know, I just finished it like an hour ago. Anytime we were gonna meet, I was like, I'm gonna finish it, and then I was sick and stuff, and you weren't feeling good. I was just like, man, I'll finish it tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I expected better because it has really good reviews.
I know. It was so boring.
Okay, one, it was really boring, and the whole, like, it just didn't make any sense. Like, the sci-fi part made sense, but literally the synopsis talks about Emily wanting to be the best mother ever for Lucette, but then takes a job where she could literally get killed at any point.
I'm like...
And then it gets her daughter killed.
I know. I was like, why would you ever bring your daughter there, knowing that if any one of these zombies escapes, her life's in danger? Like, why would you even take that risk?
I mean, and okay, so like flashbacks in books are fine, but they had like whole chapter flashbacks in this book, and it's like these are things you probably should have had in the beginning. Like, these should have been the things you foreshadowed in the beginning, like a prologue, not midway through the book, and you're like, oh, now I kind of get it.
Well, even, it's like...
Shucks.
But even though, like, you think something big is going to happen in her flashbacks, but all it was her husband went inside, got bit, she didn't want to tell on him, so she just kept him locked up and said that they were all sick. And then I guess their neighbor, from what I surmised, was catching on, right? and got her Natalia, the doll, to tell her. Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Because I started skimming.
Because Lucette was only 3 at the time, and so...
Yeah.
But basically, the whole reason it even has the Jordan section in it is because he was the last public execution of zombies before they started doing the reform for them to, like, get palliative care and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for your husband to be the last person infected, executed publicly, and it caused revolution, like, it caused, like, a literal revolution.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew who you were.
Yeah.
Nothing came out of it for you. You just moved to Chicago and started a new job. No, that's not how that works. That is absolutely not how that would have went down.
No.
Your face would have been all over the news. People would have been up your ass. Like, you would have been famous.
Yeah.
You don't just pack up, move, and it blows over.
Yeah. And honestly, I was just like, where's the true plot here? Like,
there was no plot. That's the thing. It's like, okay, I started this new job because we have to pay the bills. But then there's this boy who gets introduced, and I feel bad for him because he reminds me of Lucette. So I let Lucette show up and be like, hey, let's be friends. And then that literally inevitably gets Lucette killed, which causes me to die too, because I won't let her die and not die.
Ooh, barf. When they said her lips were clipped. Oh, sorry.
When her lips were clipped.
When her lips were bit clean off.
Yeah, that's too much.
Ooh. Well, it said when she went to kiss him, and I was like, after all the warnings you have given her and all the things you've talked to her about, she went in there and was like, I'm going to kiss this dead guy.
Okay, but she's also 10, so you should have been like, my 10-year-old's not smart enough not to get herself killed.
True.
And it just blows my mind that this kid turned so fast and got so aggressive, but then, like, the other guy that was literally the first patient she met there, that's like the older guy and his wife, has been there this whole time and hasn't, like, turned or been aggressive or anything. And then this little boy comes in, and then, like, in less than a month, he's, like, fucking ripping your daughter's face off.
Literally.
So, that was another thing I was gonna question. It said that he got infected by being raped by a zombie. What? How? That doesn't even make sense. They literally want to kill humans and drink their bone marrow. That's the whole thing. So, how does a zombie have a sex drive? And how was it, like, able to rape someone?
I don't know.
Like, how did it even get an erection? That made zero sense.
Rigor mortis setting? I don't know.
I don't know. It just made no sense to me. Also, like...
This book made no sense. I kept waiting for something to happen.
Well, it did. Lucette's face
got ripped until the last 20 pages.
Yeah, literally at the very end, and then she's like, okay, bite me, and we'll both be infected
Michael
together.
got killed. And Mama...
Oh, Mama Metcalf. That pissed me off. But also, I'm like, these protesters have been here for years, and it literally happens, like, 2 weeks after you start there, they finally do something.
Mm-hmm. That part was sad.
And what a coincidence that his parents are literally they're the protesters that day when they watch his brains get blown out.
Yeah. Yep. And his mom wanted to go in there and was like, nah.
And literally so many people died. Like, Jesus Christ.
Everybody died in the end. Not everybody, but...
Like, Mama Metcalf got shot. Michael or Mikhail...
I think it's a Michael.
He wanted it to be pronounced
Michael,
but it looked like Mikhail.
Yeah.
He literally got killed by the little boy
Robbie.
Zombie. And then somehow the orderly, the main person...
Woods.
Survived all of this.
Yeah.
By being outside.
Oh, and it said Mama Metcalf when her son was calling her on her cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
My Eric. I was like...
And she did so good to Lucette at Christmas, too. Like,
I know. Stacking her up with presents.
It was, like, kind of like Emily and Lucette were finally, like, building relationships outside of each other. So that was good for them, only for it to end, like, a week later. For
literal bloodshed. And then her, like, smacking her in her open wounds. I was like, what a twat waffle. At the very end, when she wants her to bite her, and she's like,
Oh, yeah, when she's smacking
her in the mouth. I was like, well, what a bitch. You could have waited a day.
Like, your daughter's literally in pain and doesn't even want to talk.
Yeah.
Also, why didn't you take her to get literal treatment from a hospital? Like, I know they were going to be like, oh my God, she's infected. Like, but still, her fucking lips were ripped off.
Yeah.
How is she gonna survive the next? Like,
That bothered me. Yeah.
They're lucky she didn't fucking bleed out.
And she poured gin on her lips.
But she's a nurse. Like, a really good nurse.
Could you imagine? Clean off. That's a lot of lip. Sorry, guys.
It's a lot of teeth.
Oh. Yeah, I'm like...
But, like, Robbie turned so aggressive so fast. Like, he was fine 1 minute. Literally bit her face off. Then he killed Michael. He was trying to kill them. Like, it was just fucking intense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like a switch flipped. And then you have, like, others to compare him to, like Speedy. And Speedy's, like, trying to protect Emily and Lucette.
Yeah, he's like, get out of here.
Like, I don't know. It just made no sense because Robbie's progression of being sick went so much faster than, like, some of the others they were talking about.
Mm-hmm. It was intense.
And that's just a horrible way for a 10-year-old to die. Like...
Fuck yeah, and then you've got your mom over here, like, you probably don't even want to open your mouth. You're in so much pain, and she smacks you in the mouth, and, like, even the biting, having to, like, make the mouth movements and stuff, it's gonna hurt.
And then her mom's literally like, okay, now you kill me too.
Yeah.
Because that's what a 10-year-old
Why
wants to
didn't you
think
just,
about.
I mean, to be fair, though, why didn't she just kill them both herself? Like, with a gun or something?
I don't know why, because she made a big point about how we're going to get such great care and we'll do it together.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to suffer? Like, just end it for both of you.
Is she going to be like Speedy and his wife? Is that what her mind was like thinking?
But that gives you, what, like up to a year max? And it's
her
not
little
going to be
lips
good.
are gone.
It's not going to be a fun experience.
Right. You're both going to be in a lot of pain. She kept talking about the smile, and it reminded me of the movie Smile.
I know. They were called Smilers. And, like, Robbie... I think it was Woods that was talking about it. Like, his smile was so wide, it looked like his grin was, like, going off of his face. Like, his mouth was going to rip open.
Like, on Smile. That movie was so fucked up.
I had high hopes for this book because it had good reviews.
I know. It took me forever. I would pick it up and I'd read a couple pages. Pick it up and read a couple pages.
I skimmed a lot of it.
I did too. I even sat down last night and I was like, Stephen was like, you have to read that book tomorrow. And I was like, I know, I'm going over there tomorrow night no matter what. Even if I have to be like, I didn't finish it. Because, you know, there are going to be books where we DNF. And I was like, even have to be like, I just didn't finish it because it sucks so bad. I'm glad I did finish it though because of the last 20 pages. But still, you know, like last night I sat down at 9. And I guess where I'm still getting my ass kicked by being sick, I literally sat there and I was like, I can't read this and I'm so sleepy. So I ended up falling asleep at 9:30.
I mean, I don't blame you. I skipped a lot. Like just most of her work, day-to-day stuff. Like, I read the part with Robbie and stuff and, like, him getting admitted. But, like, her just, like, building a relationship with Mama Metcalf and stuff. Like, I skipped until Christmas. Like, it was just so boring and there was no substance to it. Like, you didn't really know what was going on because the flashbacks should have been a prologue, not flashbacks.
Right.
And there could have been so much more that came out of the Jordan being executed and being the last execution, like, publicly like that. Like, they're just, I don't know. This book could have went in a way different direction that would have probably been a lot more enticing.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't even know what else to say about it. Like, that's it. She literally goes to work. It's a zombie apocalypse. It has a different approach.
I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse that only took the world like 3 years to kind of get under control, which is really weird. Like, 1, you even got it under control, and 2, you got it done that fast.
Yeah.
And then she's a nurse that wants to... Okay, and that's another thing. I mentioned earlier, she said she wanted to be the best mom, but took a job where she could easily get killed. Why would you want to work around, you know, the zombies... If you had to watch your husband be publicly executed, like, that would be such a trigger. Like, you're helping these people have the best care at the end of their lives while your husband was publicly executed. Like,
yeah.
Why didn't you just go work in a regular hospital? I mean, Woods even questioned you, like, you have the degree, you have the work experience, why don't you just work at a regular hospital?
Yeah.
Where you probably wouldn't get killed or get your daughter killed.
I mean, she got her daughter killed for sure. Like, why would you bring your daughter there? And why would you introduce her to this boy you know is going to turn and die?
Well, the first time she even tells Lucette about Robbie, she literally in her mind goes, I know I shouldn't have told her anything about him, but I just needed to rant.
Well, I mean, and that's like if you work at a maximum security prison and you're like, but I'm just going to take my daughter and let her sit in like the lunchroom.
Like, these people can literally cause her to get killed. Or, best case scenario, she meets these people, gets attached to them, and then as a 10-year-old, not only has already lost her dad, but then has to watch these people die.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose either way you look at it. I just don't understand why that happened.
Right.
This did not have to happen.
Why do you think they picked rape for him, for the 12-year-old?
I don't know, because they didn't even explore it any further. They didn't, like, get him some...
He had some night terrors that included being raped. But still, he could have had the same thing with just being bit on the leg.
Well, but I'm talking like they didn't explore like maybe getting him some therapy because their whole thing was, we're going to give you the best end of life care.
We're going to humanize you and...
Get him some therapy. Talk things out with him. Don't bring your daughter up in there so she can get traumatized too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they added that in there. I guess for flair, but like that's just really rough to be added in and you not explore further or like... He's also a 12-year-old boy that got raped by a zombie, and it doesn't even make any sense anyways.
No, they could have literally just had him get bit, and I would have had the same... It would have hit the same. I'm like, that really sucks. Because they made it to where it wasn't really, like, a huge part of... It was just like, oh, he got raped? That's sad.
Well, and, like, when Emily finally gets him to sit down with her, he doesn't even tell her. She just guesses. And then she's like, yeah, we've seen this happen. It's rare, but we've seen it happen before. What do you mean? What the fuck? Tell us more about that. What do you even mean? How? Yeah. How does that even happen?
Yeah.
And then, like, going back to Jordan getting fucking attacked by their zombie in South Carolina, the zombie literally dug under their security fence. What the fuck? So, like...
Yeah.
It's literally like a dog. Like, it's a dog there, it's a rapist somewhere else, and then you have Speedy, who's, like, literally surviving forever.
Yeah.
As a normal human.
Yeah.
Which, like, I get it. That's how the zombie apocalypse is going to be. It's going to be, like, a whole lot of variety, but Jesus fucking Christ, there was no substance to it. There was no, like, explanation. They didn't go into anything deeper.
No. It was just, like, face value. That's what it is. The end. We're going to have a massacre. The end.
There were no emotions.
It was just the build-up to everybody getting killed.
Yeah, there was no emotion. There was, like, there was no way I was going to like these characters because there was nothing to make me like these characters.
No. The only thing that bothered me was the lips. And it wasn't because I, like, loved Lucette or anything. I just was like...
That's just grotesque.
That's just real fucking painful.
I mean, the only two things that got me were Lucette's lips and them saying that Robbie was raped because I was like... One, it doesn't even make sense. And two, why were you going to do that with a 12-year-old character? Of all the people you could have said that happened to, or all the things you could have done to help him, you say it, and then that's it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I had really high hopes, but we have a rule, and that rule is if it's less than 300 pages, it's probably not going to be good. And both of these books were less than 300 pages, so
yeah.
I don't know what we were doing.
We're trying to broaden our horizon, prove ourselves wrong.
We set ourselves up for failure.
Yeah. So what do you give this book?
1.5.
I'll give it a 2.
I don't think it's a 2.
No, you're right. I give it a 1.5 to 2. 1.75.
I mean, it might even be a 1, honestly.
It was bad.
Like, I regret reading it, and I don't say that ever.
True. I told you I almost did not finish it.
I mean, like, I skimmed a lot. I really skimmed a lot.
I did too. I was like skipping.
And that's sad because this is the shortest book we've read on the podcast.
I know.
And I skimmed more of it than I've skimmed out of any book before.
Yeah, I agree. I guess it's my pick next, so I'll post that in the next couple days.
It better be something good, dude.
I don't know. Now the pressure's on.
Well, and it's not even like you can do
I already know.
Oh.
I already know.
Well, it's not even like you can be like, this book has 5 stars, because I fucking did that, and look what happened.
Hold on, let me find it. Play some elevator music here. Since Christmas is gonna be over.
Christmas time is here.
We're gonna do Still Beating.
Still Beating.
by Jennifer Hartman. I've read it, but God, I already know it's good.
What is it about?
I don't know. You want me to read the synopsis?
No, you know, I don't read the synopsis.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to tell you what it's about then.
Well, you can just be like, it's like a murder mystery. It's a romance.
Okay.
It's got some trauma. Something.
It's all of that. Okay. No.
Wait, there's a murder mystery?
No.
It's
actually.
a trauma? It's a traumatic murder mystery
Yeah.
with romance?
Leave out the murder mystery. It's a trauma with romance.
Is this the one where you tell me about where they both get kidnapped?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's a girl and her brother, a girl and her sister's fiance get kidnapped.
And we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
To be continued.
It is a very traumatic though. Like lots of
like
triggers.
Trigger warning, everything.
Yes.
I haven't even read it.
It's so good. Yay, I'm excited because I've been wanting to read this one for a long time. We need a solid good one though after those last two.
For real, I know.
So that's why I'm like, I've read it once.
Need to read Twilight, that's what I'm saying.
We will. We'll break it up. We should do like a Twilight book at the beginning of the, well, not January, but we could do like one Twilight book a month.
Ooh, I like that. One for February, March, April, and
we could even
May.
do one for January. If you want to do like After Still Beating, we could do Twilight.
Yeah, I have the books over there.
I do too. My first original copy's so like tattered and beat up. It's sad.
Oh my God, you know what we should do after
apart.
Twilight? We should pick like one really popular young adult book a month and be like, just because,
I love it.
you know, like Maze Runner was so popular. We don't have to do Maze Runner because that's kind of like a 12-year-old book. But you know what I mean? Like Divergent or...
I love Divergent.
Just something like that.
That made me fall in love with Theo James.
Because they were good books. And reminisce.
Have you ever read Gone Girl?
No, I've read
That's a good one too. See, now we gotta get back into it like hardcore. Hopefully.
Well, the holidays are over, so we should be fine.
I know, but it's a sickness and stuff too. Hopefully with, you know, after vacation we'll come back rest.
Almost just like you guys get sick so much, you should just like Zoom and record via Zoom.
Steven asked me if we could do that last week, and I was like, I don't have the equipment to do that.
But Thomas was like, you should send a mic on with Caitlin.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Zoom audio's not bad, though.
We'll see how. If we're still having a lot of sickness in January, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
There's a creeper behind you.
He is a creeper.
Well, I guess that's it, guys.
Well, you know what our next book is, so...
Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I'm so excited to read it again.
And that'll be coming out the first week of Jan.
Yeah.
Okay. We will catch you next chapter, Smuts.
Bye.